The Doors, LA Woman, right now on States and Kingdoms. Welcome back to States and Kingdoms. Today we're talking about The Doors and their album LA Woman from 1971.
Which is actually the album that I probably heard most on the radio. I think during the 90s, like they could not stop playing LA Woman.
LA Woman and Riders on the Storm.
Yeah,
and Love Her Madly.
Yeah, they were on a lot.
Yeah, this was a pretty popular record for classic rock radio.
I feel like this is a pretty cohesive album. I really do. I think musically, it's very solid, very interesting. Clearly, it is bluesier than really any of their albums had been. It still has elements of, whatever it is, popular song, folk. There's totally. A lot on this album. The dominant sound is blues, and kind of a real funky blues at times, His voice is gruffer on this than really on any other album.
Yeah.
But there's still real moments of softness, and it's a fantastic
he still
performance.
Has that gorgeous, deep, soft vibrato. I mean, yeah.
I just always picture him sitting on the toilet singing, though, and there's nothing I can do about that. It's stupid, but that's the movie's fault. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I blame a lot of things that just pop into my head when I'm listening to The Doors on the movie.
Mm.
And it actually, I know you and I were talking about this the other day, but it really is a shame because as much as I love Val Kilmer, and I don't blame him at all.
No.
That movie, I think, was really harmful for The Doors in general, and especially Jim Morrison's legacy, because they really don't paint him in a great light toward the end. And, throughout, I don't think you really get a sense of how much he was actually a leading force musically with the band.
Songwriter, yeah.
They kind of show him just kind of waddling in, with his poetry and I'm gonna do it this way, and
yeah,
it belittles him, and it's not really a good thing.
It's just it's the way it goes with a lot of movies. Of course, I mean, Great Balls of Fire completely really made Jerry Lee Lewis look like a moron, and I love Dennis Quaid too. He's also a great actor. I mean, obviously, Mommy Dearest destroyed Joan Crawford. That's a different thing.
But since movies are real, and these are our historical documents.
Total Eclipse didn't do any favors to Verlaine and Rambeau.
They did favors to Leonardo DiCaprio, though.
Sort of. But I think it's a very cohesive album. I think, it is all kind of, not maybe all, but very, very much, as a couple of their albums are, but very much like a California album. It's about LA, and there's no mistaking that. It's in the title.
Yeah, it's all over it.
Anyway,
That was about Louisiana.
So the Changeling as a real funky bass thing, which is funny, and I'll just, another aside, is that I still hear people say that the Doors didn't have a bass player, and there's no bass.
You're like, are you sure? I think I hear it.
Yeah, live.
Yeah,
but
I hear it
listen
all over
to the album. It's the bass is very, very much there.
Yes.
Anyway, this is it's an interesting opening. Very funky. It sounds like Funky Town.
Yeah.
Won't you take me to? The way the music matches his singing, his rhythm, it's very funky, very bluesy. But then there are moments where the music completely just follows his singing, and punctuates the song with whatever emotion he's the air you breathe, that part.
Yeah. I love that part.
And it's a very good opening song, and it really sets the tone for the album, because it's quite bluesy. And unlike Morrison Hotel, which opens with awesome songs, and then I don't feel like it is, as they say, consistent or cohesive.
Very even.
This album stays up there.
Yeah.
The whole album, that was good, and then the next song, is Love Her Madly.
Really good song sequencing.
And Robbie Krieger, I think we praised him. I think we praised him enough.
Yeah,
but really,
we gave him a good praising.
We talk about his guitar playing there, but also his songwriting, which we didn't really mention.
It was implied.
He's a phenomenal musician.
Yeah, he's great.
Love Her Madly is a great song. I mean, again, there's another movie that I have to fight off images from. I think it's Forrest Gump.
They use Love Her Madly?
Don't they? Yes. When she's like leaving.
That movie ruined a lot of songs.
Jenny.
We's like peas and carrots, Jenny.
I'm not a smart man. Mama. Bubba. I do believe the boys already had to pee.
Yeah.
What a modern marvel that movie was. Anyway, no, but it's a fantastic song.
It's a perfect. I mean, if you want to say it's like a perfect like pop rock song.
It is,
because
but there's
the structure of it. It's zippy and it has like a really nice energy.
It has like a honky tonk sound though,
it does.
and it's again
for them.
You've got like the beginning, this like funky blues thing, this like honky tonk sort of folky pop song, and then Been Down So Long, another like pretty straight blues with a very insistent beat.
That's one of the things that makes the Doors so interesting is that they can do these like different styles, and when you say them out loud, you're saying these like names of different types of songs and styles, but when you hear it, it's like, well, that's Doors, it's just the Doors.
Yeah.
And you don't even pick up on it so much.
And this one is, you'd say is definitely way more just like straightforward blues sounding, but there's still all of those things.
Yeah. Because if it were, and I just have to say this, if it were just straightforward blues sounding, it didn't have like all the Doors flourishes and things that make it
you wouldn't
special
find it
Doors.
interesting.
I wouldn't really be able to like it as much.
LA Woman, I love this song. It was like played out on the radio, but I love this song. And
I mean, it goes through a lot of changes. It really has movements. You know, it's a really dynamic song, and I love all the different parts. Love when it, kind of like slows down, and it got the Mr. Mojo.
This is also where
and then it ramps up again.
Why I thought I linked Steely Dan and the Doors together.
I absolutely do. When especially this album,
and even before that,
Soft Parade.
Yeah, because before Steely Dan, I mean I don't know how many bands there were that had that blend of styles, but that sort of brilliant kind of jazzy rhythm and blues, folk.
Bluesy
blend,
with a little bit of a jazz flourish.
But obviously a very different approach, obviously. LA Woman is a great song. It's structured so well. It propels you forward so perfectly well. L'America is an interesting song, kind of like almost like a march. It's
very moody and like pulsating. It's cool.
But then
I always liked it.
The middle part, like the chorus part, is something that I feel like one of the Doors would ever write or ever put into a song. I'm not even sure what you call that. It sounds like
it's weird.
Folk.
But it works.
It's almost like a sea shanty, actually. I mean, the way that sounds, it's very, very unique.
He gets real angry.
There are a number of things. I mean, there's a number of things the Doors, Jim Morrison does. It's like that always kind of surprised me. Like they're gonna take this melody in this direction, whereas so many other people would go,
It's very interesting.
Hyacinth House.
He goes down stairs to make some tea. Definitely shows off his lower register, which is always rich and lovely.
The way he sings on this is just so uniquely Jim Morrison. I mean, there are some singers that would certainly follow him, but
they don't have the range and the depth.
There are moments where Brian Ferry does things like that I always think,
Well, he's a great singer. I wasn't talking about him.
Well, no.
I'm talking about him.
I just always assumed that Jim Morrison was an influence on Brian Ferry. I know, I mean, it's not the only one. Great playing from Ray Manzarek on this album. Really, genuinely great.
And he only had one hand for the piano because his other hand was on the bass.
Crawling King Snake. And the Wasp,
Texas Toast,
Texas Toast, Texas Tea, Black Gold. I mean, I really do like And that's where, I mean, I think there's side two is a really interesting mix of songs that really hold your attention, and they're interesting, and
there's no repetition. There's no,
not really.
No two songs are the same.
So on their bluesiest album, there's actually a ton of variation.
Yeah.
And then Riders on the Storm is a wonderful, atmospheric, quite long, but I never think of it being so long.
And yeah, it's great.
Just an awesome song. As the Last Doors album, it's actually it's nice that they at least went out on such a fantastic album.
Oh yeah.
You know, you could easily, this could be your favorite Doors album. It's not, but it could be. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I think it's got a good beat and you can dance to it.
Thank you so much for watching our conversation about the Doors' LA Woman. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe to States of Kingdoms, and stay tuned for more videos here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Thank you so much for watching.